It's late at night. I'm back from Adepticon. My voice is kind of shot, as you can tell. But I wanted to make this video so you guys could see the Vampire Lord in all of his finished paint. I don't want to say glory. But for 6 hours, actually a little bit less than 6 hours of paint, I'm really quite happy with how this whole paint job turned out. I used regular metallics, not non-metallic metallics, just regular metallics like on the blade. Did a little bit of highlighting. He's got a little bit of metallics going on his big shoulder pad and all that kind of stuff. And of course his armored legs. The wings turned out pretty well. I'm really actually pretty happy with them. Now you'll notice that they're purple. I kind of talked about how odd it was that the original paint job on this had the blue wings. You can go back and check the first episode of this if you want to see the original straight from eBay paint job. The reason I went with purple instead of just like an actual natural skin kind of bat kind of color for the wings is because of my Vargeists. I have a group of Vargeists for my Age of Sigmar Death army, and their wings are kind of very dark purple, and I wanted his to be a bit of a lighter purple, but still in the same, kind of page. We want to have these guys kind of match. He wants to, like, almost like they're his bodyguards to sort of, so I wanted to make them all tied together, and so having the dark gray skin, they've got the same type of thing, but with a little bit of a green cast, and then they've got the real dark, wing skin, and he's got the lighter wing skin. It just kind of all came together and worked out, I think, really quite nicely. The wing colors, all wash. I didn't use any normal paint on the wings at all. It's the wing, really, you just got the one. It's all wash, and it allowed me to really kind of layer in all the different spots and get a lot of texture, not real physical texture, but paint texture, well, pigment texture in this situation, to make it kind of look a little mottled and odd, unnatural, but he's a vampire, he's supposed to be unnatural. I like to work on the cloak. That turned out pretty well. I like the way the base turned out. I think that the face kind of went well. I thought about doing white eyes so they would pop out a lot more from his face, but the red eyes, I think, actually, as I started to look at it and start really thinking about it, I thought, well, I'll do the red first, and then if I don't like the red, I can put white over the top of it and it won't be a problem. But I did the red, and with the kind of sunken in around that red, I don't know, I just think it turned out really pretty decent for what I was looking for. You're not going to be able to see his eyes, from a good distance away. If he's out on the table, you're not going to see those two, eyes burning into your soul. But when you look at him from a decent distance, I like the way it turned out. The gray skin is a little bit of a byproduct of the priming job I did and the zenithal highlighting and all that kind of stuff. The color predominantly is, again, just some washes. I was using some Seeker Up and washes. I believe the color here is probably concrete, if I was completely honest with you. And it's got a nice kind of, I don't want to say, it's a very neutral gray, a little bit cooler than warm. And it just, over the top of all of that shading, you just kind of put it in there, and then all of a sudden it looks like you went and did a bunch of highlighting and a bunch of shading, as opposed to just kind of slopping it on after you've already done things with the airbrush. Now, that being said, I did go through and do some highlighting here and there and try to catch some stuff, especially the little kind of spines between the flaps in the wing. I did go back because they were pretty dark, and I wanted to sort of have them, again, sort of stand out a little bit between each flap of skin on the wing. So I had to go be very careful, and it was almost like edge highlighting, as I was just dragging the kind of gray color that I had picked that I thought would match well with what I'd already done with the wash and the original prime, and then just kind of touched it up. I didn't do it on the back, obviously, because on this part the spines stick out, and on the back, because of the billowing of the skin, they're sunk in. So those I wanted to be dark, and the ones that are on this side I wanted to be light. The base was pretty simple. I just had a lot of skulls on there, that were additional skulls. I used some, I think, of the Games Workshop, box of skulls that they sell, and I used some other ones that I've had around that were resin ones from different manufacturers. And that, I just wanted to have, again, a kind of a gray, sort of ash kind of, surface. There's a slim chance, and I haven't decided yet, but there's a slim chance I may put some sort of dead grass tufts in there. But as I look at it more and more, I really don't think I want to do that. I think it might add more noise, for lack of a better term, than what I want to do, that what I want to have. There's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 skulls on this base, and then also having some dead grass might just be kind of going overboard too much. When I got done with it, I used a matte varnish because the gloss, the washes that I had been using on the wings did have a bit of maybe a satin, almost in some points, a little bit almost gloss finish that was kind of making a little bit more shine on the wings that I wanted. So I used a matte spray varnish through my airbrush. I tried AK Interactive's Ultra Matte Varnish, which if you can find it and you have an airbrush or even just a regular brush, I guess it works quite well from what I've been finding online. It works quite well with regular paint on as well. But man, is it flat. It very possibly might be my new favorite matte varnish because it really did good work. I really liked it. So all kinds of new things to sort of discover in this particular project, and I was really happy with it. So anyway, that's the end of this particular episode, this two-part of Uncle Adam's Miniature Hot Mess. We went from eBay sort of scary to relatively short period of time painting, and I think it turned out quite nice. So I'll be doing more of these in the future on these Monday episodes, and maybe we'll see what the next eBay project that I hope to turn into something better looks like. We'll see what it looks like soon. I think I already have one picked out.